because what they are doing is they are starting as a non-banking finance companies. It means that they are not performing any they are not performing any of a check system or any of the rules prescribed by any of credit control measures prescribed by the Reserve Bank of India. So therefore it is considered as a non-banking finance companies. Okay, next, RBI 1934 was amended on the 1st December 1964 by the Reserve Bank of India Act of 1963. With a view to review the existing framework, address these shortcomings, various committees were formed and reports were submitted by them. Okay, but the committees are example of James Ross Committee and Shah Committee. They made several recommendations to start some of the companies which performs these non-banking finance activities also. So therefore there is a lot much of a differences between bank and non-banking financial companies. As I already told you that they don't have any of a check system. They don't follow the credit control measures. The scope of business is very limited as per Banking Regulation Act for the banks, but there is no bar on NBFCs carrying any activity other than of the financial activity. Okay, and the main disadvantage of the bank is no non-banking activities are carried. Here they can provide checks. Under banks, no, up to 74% of is allowed to the private sector bank. The foreign investment is allowed up to 74%, but here 100% is completely allowed to them. Okay, and here the license is required, tightly controlled, and generally is received to be difficult to get a license for a bank, but it is a comparatively much easier to get the registration as a NBFCs. BR Act and RBI Act lay down the stringent control over the bank, but very less control over the NBFCs. Okay, so how to start and what is our main rules and regulations non-banking financial companies? See here, it is mandatory that every NBFC should be registered with the RBI to commence or to carry on any business of NBFC institution. However, certain categories of NBFCs are being regulated by other regulators which are exempted from the requirement of registration with RBI. Examples like venture capital fund, banking companies, stock brokering companies registered with the SEBI, everything. It means here they need not to be get registered only with the RBI, but they have to get incorporated under the Stock Exchange Board of India. At the same time, merchant bank companies and venture capital also, because this is a non-banking finance companies. If at all they want to go for introduction of all these services to the customers, they need to get the registration of all these companies. Okay, at the same time they should have a minimum own fund of 25 lakhs and raise it to 200 lakhs. Okay, 200 lakhs in the sense that it is of 200 lakhs with effect of the 1999. It means that net owned fund must be of 25 lakhs and now it has a 2 crores. 2 crores must be there. So NBFCs have to maintain 10 and 15% of their deposits is liquid assets effectively from the January 1st of 1998. It means that bank has to maintain liquid assets. Liquid asset only. All NBFCs are not entitled to accept the public deposits. Only those NBFCs holding a valid certificate of registration and authorization, only they can accept the public deposits. Okay. At the same time, have to transfer only less than of 20% of their net deposits to create a fund. Every banks will maintain funds, no? So like that, every NBFC also have to transfer 20% of their net deposit to reserve fund every year. Okay. At the same time, NBFCs are allowed to accept the public deposits for a minimum period of 12 months to maximum period of 60 months. It means 5 years, 1 to 5 years. They cannot accept deposits repayable on demand. Okay, repayable on demand, they should not be repaid to the customers on demand. They should repay it only after the maturity period. Okay, NBFCs cannot offer interest rates higher than the ceiling rate prescribed by the RBI. The present ceiling rate is 11% per annum. Okay, they have to obtain a minimum credit rating from any one of the 3 credit rating agencies. Okay, so these are the some of the regulations of NBFCs. Some of the regulations of the NBFCs. So they have to maintain capital, they have to maintain certain reserves. At the same time, they will issue deposits, and they will issue deposits for the period of minimum 12 months to maximum 60 months. Okay, at the same time, they cannot offer higher than the prescribed by the RBI. So NBFC's ceiling rate is 11% per annum. Every year they have to charge interest which is not to be above of the present ceiling rate and the rate which is issued by the RBI. So therefore they have to maintain that point. If at all any NBFC is not accordingly to the RBI, then automatically they have to be responsible for the legal action to be taken by the RBI. So therefore, it is very, very important for NBFCs to follow certain rules and regulations and some ceilings on the credit ratings. Okay. At the same time, the NBFCs, what is the main function and what are the main role of the NBFCs means they develop the transport sector and infrastructure also. That means especially metros, road transportation, road, railways, all these transportations they will be developed. At the same time, the infrastructure, whatever the need of for the development of this, they will be helped in providing the companies, loans to the business also. At the same time, substantial employment generation. Whenever government as well as of the commercial banks are providing loans to certain sectors, where the sectors which are left out for the development but need to be developed, for those sectors NBFCs will provide a financial assistance. Okay, when there is a financial assistance, when there is an opportunity of transportation and when there is an opportunity of establishing of a new business, then there is a chance of the employment generation. Okay, so indirectly NBFCs also helps in promotion of the employment. At the same time, it also helps in the health and the wealth creation. Broad-based economic development. As far as the sectors like transportation, infrastructure and warehousing, whatsoever, that sectors which are not being concentrated, which are not being provided financial assistance by the banks and other government sectors, then those sectors will be taken by the NBFCs. So we can say that there